Hi, I'm Sydnie Schwarzwalder from your Bust That Psych Myth class, and today I will be talking about the myth of the hunch, also known as the first instinct fallacy. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is this myth of the hunch? Well, let me tell you. So basically, the myth of the hunch is when you're taking an exam, test, quiz, anything, and you stick with your initial answer because you believe that your initial instincts are correct, leading you to believe that your initial answer is correct. Why do people believe this? I think that people believe that in this myth because they rely a lot on intuition, and I think it feels safer to assume that your initial instinct is correct rather than going back and contemplating whether or not your initial instinct is actually correct. Another contributing factor could be that we're taught that our initial instinct is correct from educational professors and teachers and parents and student aides and tutors. Everyone tells us that your initial instinct is correct. You should stick with that one. And I would say that they generally justify this advice by saying that you don't have enough time, and when you're taking an exam, you're generally really anxious and stressed, so you might not be thinking as clearly as you normally would had you not been taking a test or exam in that moment. So I think it's just safer to assume, easier in everyone's consciences and minds, if we just take the exam, hope for the best, assume that our initial answers are correct, less anxiety, less stress, get through the test faster.
It all depends on the person, right? Like if somebody actually studied for a test and like they know what the question is and they know the subject, then yeah, sure, go with your gut instinct. In regards to how accurate it is or how reliable it is, I'd say it really just depends on whether or not you know the material. Because if you know the material, then as soon as you read the question, you have the answer. If you read the material and you don't have the question, or if you read the material and you don't have the answer, then you're not going to have the answer 25 minutes later. Like it's super unlikely that it's going to pop into your head, unless you read through the test and then like later in the test it gives you the answer, then you could use that for that answer. But typically that doesn't happen.
It discussed some research that shows that actually if you change your answer, the likelihood of you being right is higher than the likelihood of you just sticking to your initial hunch and answer. However, with that being said, students should not change their answers if they're merely guessing that this answer might be wrong. Changing your answer is only going to be beneficial when you have a good reason to suspect that your answers are wrong. Schatz and Best, 1987. So, the likelihood of you changing your answer to the right one is statistically higher only if you have good reason to believe that your initial answer is wrong. You should not just go back and change your answer for no reason. Fear of regret. Changing your answer to the wrong answer sticks in your memory longer than you changing your answer to the right answer and it being correct. So you're more likely to remember you changing your answer and it ending up being wrong and working not in your favor than if you were to change your answer and it was right and it working in your favor. So all of these factors contribute to our belief in this idea of the first hunch. However, next time you're taking a test, go back and look at your answers, and if you have suspicion to believe that your answer is incorrect, you might be right. Reread the question, try it again, and if you have grounds to believe that your answer is wrong, feel free to change it. And that's all I have for today. Thanks.